Did you know I got a 20% return on my portfolio?
What, 20% returns on your portfolio? That's
Yeah.
great. But in how many years?
5?
Then I think there is something wrong with your portfolio. You know, very simple. We need to understand something called as returns, or rather how returns are calculated. So if you have got 20% in 5 years, which does not factor in the time horizon, then it is 20%. But when you factor in 20% returns over a period of 5 years, you factor in the time horizon, it becomes 3.7 only. You understood how your 20% became 3%?
Yeah.
So when in school, you might have learned something called as compound interest, simple interest. You remember?
Yeah.
So simple interest is something which does not factor in time horizon, or returns less than equal to 1 year is simple interest, or absolute returns. That is what is that is something does not factor in the time horizon. But if you factor in time horizon, the same return turns out to be compound returns, or something called as CAGR, compounded annual growth rate. Now, if you are making investment by the way of SIP, you know SIP, right? Putting
Yes.
in monthly. So if you are putting in monthly on a constant basis, the return that would be calculated over a period of time is called IRR, internal rate of return, because you are just putting over a period of time constant cash flows. But now that same IRR becomes XIRR, extended internal rate of return. Why? Because if you have started SIP of 10,000 and suddenly you withdrew some amount from your savings, and again you invested a huge amount, the return that would be calculated is called as XIRR. So I hope you got clarity on what is absolute returns or simple interest, CAGR and compound interest, what is IRR and what is XIRR. I hope I've clarified your doubt.
Yeah.
And don't be joyful when you just see returns of 20%, 30%. It can be a correct nature, but you have to check the time horizon also.